Hello my beautiful people, welcome back to a new video. It's your girl VidaLavi, that's me. And yes, welcome back to my channel. Here is where we heal from the inside out, where your inner work will take away your doubts. And perhaps some seeds will start to sprout. Did you hear me? Okay. Welcome back, my subscribers and new subscribers. I hope I can make you feel your very best. Let's dive into this topic, tips on how to stay celibate, which is a very important topic. A little bit of part 2 to my last video on the importance of celibacy. And now here are some tips on how to stay celibate, and you know what you can do to distract yourself from not thinking about that. The dirty. If there is no path, there will be nowhere to go. If there is no plan, there will be chaos and mayhem. And if there is no promise and no presence of his, there will be no peace. Pure chaos is a beast. I don't know why I just want to make everything rhyme. I think it's the artist in me. I'm so sorry, y'all. But basically, that's the little thing of the 3 P's I want us to remember. And the verse I wanted to read to you guys that relates to what I'm talking about, which is Corinthians 6:14-18, which says, "Do not be yoked together with unbelievers. For what do righteousness and wickedness have in common? Or what fellowship can light have with darkness?" This verse essentially highlights that the good things of the light cannot thrive in the environments of evil, which is the darkness. And that's why it's so important to stay in God's presence while we are waiting for his promise to come to about. And this verse is so crazy because, like, you ever wonder why you're in a toxic relationship, and because you're actually doing good and this person's doing bad. That's why it's so toxic, because the blessing and the curse cannot live in the same place, and the light and the dark cannot coexist. It's the light's always going to prevail. So for example, while we're on the topic of toxic relationships, a lot of us nowadays in this generation, like, we don't get married. We just go straight to living in together. And we wonder why the situation is so toxic. And that's because we don't have the covenant of the vows of marriage under the roof. It's like a whole spiritual thing of, you know, living together. And I did it, guys. I moved in with someone that I wasn't married to, and I guess he never planned on marrying me. And I guess that's where things got, the light and the darkness didn't clash, baby girl. Whew, it was so toxic, y'all. And that's why it's important for us, people that are on the celibacy journey, to remember what is important to us. Why are we doing this? This is a promise to God. And not every promise that you see and that you were jealous of in this world, in this generation, is filled with the presence and the fullness of God. Unfortunately, God is trying to establish you, so do not miss out on these opportunities that he is trying to grow you in the moment of stillness, in the moment of solitude, in the moment of silence. That way you are that much stronger for the journey ahead, for your actual partner that is 10 times better than, you know, your ex, or the person that was not, you know, bringing you darkness. You know, you imagine being with someone that has light and light and light. Oh, now that's going to be a promise from God that I'm sure we are all waiting for. I'm pretty sure that's how you found my video. Don't miss out and be impatient on the feeling of and the beauty of being alone just because you want a quick fix and you just feel stuck and you just want a relationship. There's so much beauty in the wait. There's so much beauty in the isolation period. And when we are fighting those urges and we are getting impatient, we need to remember this is more of a spiritual battle and not a physical battle. And, you know, the flesh, I'm going to teach you some tips on how to tame that flesh, baby girl. It's so easy to tame the flesh. But right now I'm just focusing more on the mind and the spirit first before I get into that. And to help you with the impatience, focus on your mindset. God is trying to transition you from a slave mindset into a leader mindset. So you call the shots now, baby girl. Nobody else is going to call those shots for you. You are gonna call those shots. So I saw this one girl. I'm going to take her thing. I'm going to start saying this now. She's like, she met this dude and they started they went on a date, and then after the date she's like, so I don't do the talking, so are we friends or are we dating? And he's like, well, I don't want to be your friend. So you have the authority, baby girl. And to bring this back into the Bible, back into God, the Israelites, they were still stuck in the slave mentality when Moses, was leading them to the promised land. And, it took them 40 years to get unstuck out of that mindset. And we don't want to be stuck there for 40 years, unfortunately. Like, we want to grow, baby girl. We need to be learning every day and recognizing things like that we're doing in our bad habits and how we can grow and develop ourselves every day. That's a part of self-improvement, self-discipline. It's a daily, self-observation, self-reflection. Self is very important. Don't be selfish. So you can be selfish sometimes, whatever. We'll get into that another day. But to get back on topic, God was leading them to the promised land. And then the promise for us is that we have somebody waiting for us at the end of this journey of a long waiting period, however long your celibacy journey has been. At the end of this road, there is a partner waiting for you that is going to love you for who you are, not as a sexual figure or anything like that. The promise really doesn't mean anything if you're not constantly seeking his presence. And then do you really want a promise that doesn't have God's presence in it? No, you're going to need to learn how to get his presence or be in his presence constantly while you're in that promise, while you're out of that promise, before you get that promise. And that's going to build your identity as well. Promise can't do what the presence does. So don't be so impatient trying to get the promise, the boyfriend, the husband, and not being patient enough in his presence in the waiting period, because that is where your true relationship, your true testing is, in the waiting period. So, and yeah, you don't really want a half-ass, I don't want to say a downgraded version, a watered down version of what God really has for you just because you were impatient, right? So here are some tips on what you can do while we are waiting for our Mr. Right or Mrs. Right to come in online. First things first is we're going to want to mute and unfollow things on social media that are going to be leading us to temptation, that are going to be leading us to thoughts about, doing the dirty or, nasty things. So we're going to want to remove those temptations, hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. That is a real thing. Don't be watching things on the TV you can't be watching scary things and expect not to be scared at night. And you can't watch, sexual things and expect not to be horny, if I'm being honest. So you have to, watch a funny thing if you want to be happy, or, watch a holy thing like a sermon if you want to be filled up with God. The choice is yours. We have the choice. God has given us free will. So I'm just here to try to help you out with the free will. A verse for this particular subject: if you allow your mind to think about it, it's already been done. Matthew 5:28. Make sure your thoughts are clean as well, because if you're thinking dirty, I'm pretty sure you're going to be doing dirty things. And, if you're hanging around people that are, constantly doing things like that, wanting to go to the strip club, not really wanting to do Bible study, you're going to want to try to find people like that. And those people are in the church, or, old friends that from high school. You ask them, hey, I want to read the Bible, but wanting to read it with somebody. Would you be down? Significant others, friends, family members, things of that nature. You can be the leader as well. Leader mindset, not the slave mindset. And if you find yourself in a situation like that and your friends are making you uncomfortable, or whoever you are around is making you uncomfortable with sexual comments or sexual stories, you have the right to ask them, hey, do you mind not talking about those things in front of me, because I'm trying to go through this. I'm trying to deal with this. I know it's not the easiest. It's not the most like, it's kind of embarrassing, you know, it's not the most like what's hip, but if you tell them your reason, your why, tell them your why, I'm pretty sure they're going to respect you 10 times more. And you're probably going to spark something in their brain that's going to make them want to wait as well. Make them want to say, wow, I think I'm worth that as well too. Let me take a step back. That is admiring. That is inspiring. So leader mindset, y'all. We're here to lead people to the promised land. Here we are. So here is topic number 2 on the art of abstinence and being celibate. And this is staying busy. And that the staying busy obviously is going to benefit you. You're going to be busy and you're going to be growing your life. You're not going to have time for things that are potentially going to hurt you or bring you down. We're going to want to wait for something that's going to add to our life, not distract us, not bring us down. So what we want to do to stay busy, what I love to do, I love to work out, I love to do yoga, I love to stretch. And obviously, you know, if you want to get into the energy part of this, and the sexual part of this, your sacral chakra is the chakra that's off balance in this particular area. If you're struggling with you know, like having too much stuff. So if you have that urge or, you know, fornication urge, you need to get up and you need to move your body and you need to release that energy in some way. Dancing, this can be singing, this can be writing, whatever way you want to release your creative energy. And, you know, because if you're not strong and you're not disciplined enough to like fight that urge and in your quiet time, that's when the enemy's gonna creep in, you know, like when you wake up or when you're laying down in bed and you're not really, you know, like doing anything, that's when the enemy's gonna try to creep up, because that's when your guard is down as well. So you're gonna have to get disciplined and know the attacks and know when to fight back and know what to do. And if, you know, it's the middle of the night and you don't want to get up and do anything, get in prayer or read the Bible on your phone or have a Bible next to your bed. When you feel that urge, switch it up with prayer or reading your word. And in the Bible, Jesus was being tempted by the devil, and the devil tempted him 3 times. And after the 3rd time, when you feel the urge to do it, don't linger in it. Start praying. 1 Corinthians 10:13 says, the temptations in your life are no different from what others experience. And God is faithful. He will not allow the temptation to be more than you can stand. When you are tempted, He will show you a way out so that you can endure. There's always going to be a way out. There's always going to be a way out. You just have to fight it. It's harder in the moment, but it'll be worth it in the end. And another verse that talks about fleeing temptation is 2 Timothy 2:22, who says, run from anything that stimulates youthful lust. Instead, pursue righteous living, faithfulness, love, and peace. Enjoy the companionship of those who call on the Lord with pure hearts. And that's why when you're praying, it's important to pray for a soulmate that's going to be, you know, equally yoked and wanting to be serving the Lord with you, and your relationship is centered in the Lord. And if it's not centered in the Lord, if they don't want to read their Bible or anything with you, run. It's not for you. Okay? So this is just from personal experience, okay? And the celibacy walk is no joke. If you allow yourself to entertain the slightest bit of sexual promiscuity, scarcity. Why are these words so hard? I think it's me, honestly, guys. If you allow yourself to entertain any type of sexual promiscuity, or sexual encounters, or whatever you want to call them, you're gonna fail in your journey. We are not strong enough to sit at the edge. And obviously what affects these things are the people you hang around with, what you follow on Instagram, what you watch, you know, to go back into that topic. So yes, definitely a big one is always, you know, work out. If you're feeling, you know, super, you know, anxious and needing to move your body, it is just the most mental, physical, everything, spiritual, release that you can get, and your mental health as well. It helps your mental and physical health. I believe it will help your sexual health as well. And also, you're just gonna be feeling so much better. Your energy is gonna be feeling so much lighter. Go ahead and watch The Importance of Celibacy in my other video. I'll link it down below. Also, I will go ahead and link a playlist that I made with my friends of worship music, that you can listen to throughout your day that'll help you fight these battles of temptation. And, if you have any suggestions, you can comment, and I can add them to the playlist. Yes. But yeah, the music you listen to is a big one as well. So if you're listening to like Cardi B, WAP, I'm sorry, y'all, like you're obviously going to be led to temptation. So you gotta change your gym playlist. I'll go ahead and make a all non-sexual gym playlist for us girlies, and I'll put in my other video. If you guys have any video topics, you can comment them below. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, X, whatever we call it now. Interact with me. Check out my Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, other videos for my music. I appreciate you guys following, liking, subscribing, and I will see you in the next video. If this video helped you, you want to share your celibacy journey, comment below. I love you. God bless you. Take care of yourself.